Okay, raw footage of UAP sighting Beaver, Utah, October 18th, 2016.mov. This is the file I'm using. It's a 1.2 gigabyte file, 2 minutes and 52 seconds long, almost 60 frames a second at 1920 by 1080. 16 by 9 ratio, MPEG-4 QuickTime Codec Advanced Video Codec, AVC1, QT high at L4.2, excuse me. Title was DJI AVC. Alright, that means it's a DJI. And according to what I was able to look up from the rest of that information that was in the metadata, that indicates it's a Phantom 3, but I don't know. Greenwich Mean Time, UTC, 2016, October 18th at 11:19 and 22 seconds AM. XYZ coordinates. Oh, but it says it was 10 feet above sea level at Beaver, Utah. That's at 5,900 feet. Okay. DJI Phantom 3 standard specs, unless they modded it. Video, MPEG-4, MOV, MP4, AVC, H.264. Max bit rate is 40 megabytes per second, or megabits. It's a 12 megapixel image on a 1 by 2.3 inch camera sensor. Lens field of view is 94 degrees as 20 millimeters, 35 millimeter format equivalent, f-stop 2.8, ISO range is 100 to 3200, shutter speed is 8 seconds to 1/8000th. Depending on how bright it is, it changes its shutter speed so that it doesn't overload. Max size range is 4000 by 3000. Micro SD card supported formats, FAT32 if it's 32 gigs or smaller, and if it's larger than that, use exFAT to get above 32 gigabytes. Video recording modes, 2.7K at 27, I don't care, blah, 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 at only 29 frames per second, 30, 25, or 24. FHD goes up to 30 frames per second, 25 or 24. 1080 by 720p goes up to 60. Not the 1080p. Okay. And there's also the alternate download off of Google Drive. It has a different file name to it, and it specifies DJI or something of that nature. So let's continue. Now I'm using a slideshow program, so here we are at the location that was confirmed as being the one that I guessed. So let's get to the video. Now we're going to do it forwards and backwards because this is very important. This is the first frame that I was able to detect at max resolution on my decent quality screen to find it. So this is like the Star Trek thing where you're trying to figure out which star turns out to be the Enterprise. And I'm going to point on the screen to where we're supposed to look. I want you to note something. Everyone comes to the presumption that it had to come from here over the ridge line. People swear up and down they can see pixels in 240 format on YouTube. But here's the problem. It started here and it hovered above this tree, approximately this little area. Why are you assuming it would hover in the distance and move exactly the same way we're moving, countering it? Let's watch. We go forward just a bit, and we're just going to keep going forward until we notice some change. Now, right there is the first example of it. It's right there. I may include high-res versions of it, but line it up above that plant and above this treetop. Okay? And yeah, we're almost as high as those telephone poles in the distance. Now I'm just gonna point there again. Now let's move forward a couple of notches and see if it moves, where it moves, or if it moves. So I'm just gonna move forward, and the next time we see it, it's here, lined up again with this and this. Why? That's sometimes called motion stealth, but why would it be doing that for a little tiny drone? Why would anything larger than a drone try to motion stealth its way not to being visible? We go forward. You may notice now you're noticing it. It's not tracking with that weed in the background. It's tracking with hovering over this spot here. Three-dimensional is important. Let's continue. It's still hovering over the tree. It's not coming from way over there. It's that this DJI Phantom is moving upward and moving forward. Now that we're at a point where the bug felt annoyed, we get a swooshing effect from there, and you may have noticed, again, it is still over this tree. Not over this one in the distance, and it's not over this ridge line. We go forward and it swishes from that location at high speed, and it's a blur. But it produced no shock wave, so it wasn't going over Mach 1. It's not large because it was hovering over a freaking tree. It was a bug. Raw footage, UAP sighting. Physical location confirmed. Altitude's wrong. And what's with the frame rate being 60 frames a second, but the video, but that's only workable on that piece of equipment. Maybe they upgraded it, but that's only for 1280 by 720p. But this video was in 1920 by 1080, which doesn't go up to 60 frames a second. Kind of significant, isn't it? Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck with that, and I hope that cleared it up. Goodbye.